We first brought you the story of a man in Walmart who had the police called on him. They misidentified him. They still arrested him. We covered the story first. We brought him on the show. Now his charges are dropped. I'm going to remind you of the incident that went viral. Here it is.
Here.
Does not matter.
A year?
Yes, you can't come back.
That was like 10, 15 years ago.
No
What are you talking about?
There's no limit on that. When
We
you
are
trespass,
grocery
you can't come
shopping.
back.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing the store. You're not allowed to be here, all right?
It said
Let
10,
him
15
go.
years ago.
No. Let's go.
Where are you taking him? What the? Where are you taking him?
Wants you trespass as well, so let's go.
For what? For grocery shopping?
Hey, that guy right
No,
there.
for being trespassed.
For grocery
Hey,
shopping?
look, record him right there.
So the trespass has been confirmed. He has been trespassed here actually this year. So he will not be staying here. He's going to be going to jail tonight. All right, I need you to get in the car and drive away because if you come back here, you're going to also be going to jail for trespass. Okay?
This is disgusting.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm literally gonna go on the seizure. I'm telling you.
If you go into seizure, let me know. I'll have the EMS come out.
He went to jail for absolutely nothing. The security guard, loss prevention guy at Walmart, called 911 and said, no. This is the guy. Gave a name, gave a description, said he was in the store earlier. He had already been trespassed that year. Well, he was wrong. That was not the person. And if the officer would have done one simple thing, sir, can I see your identification, please? If he would have posed that question, he would have seen clearly the individual that the security guard thought he was not. But it did not go down that way. They assumed that the white male who works at Walmart was simply right and did not care about evidence being presented. We got the 911 call. And so we clearly heard the security guard double down that this was a particular person. Now, after this happened, let me go to the Walmart security call. Let's go to it.
Fernando County Sheriff's Office, Operative 43, the phone's recorded. Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
There's an Asian male in the store right now. His name is Cody Vonderlin. He is trespassed from the store. He is not allowed to be here, and he also tends to be violent and carries weapons.
What is he wearing?
I did not get a great look at him. I think it's like a blue long sleeve shirt and a backwards hat. I didn't want to make eye contact with him because he's very aggressive, and he knows who I am.
Okay, give me one moment to know that.
Okay, Julie Emers calls with dispatch, sorry.
Yeah, he's looking for you.
Where is he?
HBA.
He's looking for me?
Yeah, he's standing at Richey shopping. He's standing in Action Alley looking around looking for you.
Yeah, this guy's he's got to get arrested. I'm tired. He can't be in here. This guy absolutely sucks.
Okay, you said he's very aggressive and he carries weapons?
He tends to carry knives on his person, yes. And he is very confrontational, very aggressive.
Okay.
He's still looking around looking for you.
Does he have a vehicle?
The last time he was here, he was also trespassing. He came in like a giant Hummer with a trailer on it. I did not see what car he arrived in today.
All right, let me say for the record, that is one scary ass security guard. Now let's put up the couple, the happy couple, in a happy moment with a happy picture. Tony Nguyen is the man who got charged, all right? Tony Nguyen. Tony came to the bullpen. We had a discussion about what happened after we provided the exclusive report. I spoke to Tony after that interview. I connected Tony by his request with an attorney, civil rights attorney Harry Daniels. Let me give you some background. Tony's attorney, Harry Daniels, said the mistreatment of Tony Nguyen by Walmart is the epitome of racial profiling. The charge was brought in an attempt to whitewash the original unlawful arrest. It's baseless and malicious. That's why the charge was dismissed. We will be filing suit against Walmart and the deputy soon. Here is Tony with his girlfriend again, Lauren Caldwell. She actually is the one who filmed the incident. She was also trespassed from the Walmart on November 27th. He didn't know they had their eye on him since he entered the store. Here is the comparison with Cody. So the security guard thought those two people are the same. They are not. Tony told Indisputable he confirmed a no info from the DA, which he called the court clerk's office yesterday. Here's a copy of the discharge paper. We have it right there. They tried to quietly do away with this. In December, Indisputable reached the Walmart security guard who made the phone call. So we talked to him. We said, hey, guy, you made a mistake here, right? You want to apologize to Mr. Nguyen? Security guard said, and I quote, Cody is somebody I have dealt with in the past, and he is known to carry knives. That's why I mentioned knives, okay? Now, the gentleman in the store was aggressive. He was threatening me the last time he was in the store, which is why I called the police to begin with. Oh, so he's saying, oh, well, the other guy threatened me too, right? They both threatened me. Okay, all right. Tony disputes the guard's account. He says he was looking at toys and Christmas decorations for only a few minutes when he was stopped by loss prevention. Hernando County Sheriff's Public Information Officer could not be reached for comment today. However, in our earlier reporting, a representative of the office denied the incident was racial profiling. I'm gonna give you this quote they gave us, all right? It says the gentleman was trespassed from the exact location where he was placed under arrest. And he was trespassed in the year 2013. That has not been rescinded. Therefore, it's still active, and we're obligated to act upon that if he's on the premises when we're there, all right? Now, let me explain this. Back in 2013, and for those who are willing, you can look at the direct interview with Mr. Nguyen. In 2013, Mr. Nguyen had dental work done. He went into the Walmart and was acting loopy, and he was trespassed out of that Walmart. It was a 1-year trespass according to Mr. Nguyen. Mr. Nguyen has gone to that Walmart multiple times every year, even has a Walmart card from that particular Walmart. Now, many judges, they have determined that if a commercial business gives you a trespass, however, you come back and they transact business with you, they cannot then say, on the 5th transaction, you are trespassing, you cannot come here. The action of commerce for most judges will eliminate whatever protocol of trespass has been issued. You have engaged in a behavior that says you are now invited back into this commercial space. That's how judges typically chop it up. Now, the police are saying, oh, well, he was trespassed in 2013, so we're still right and he's wrong, okay? Just trying to cover their ass. So she agreed that he was confused for another Asian man. Tony seems to be going on the premise that we arrested him thinking that he was someone else. Yeah, that's what the security guard said. So I don't know where the other name came from or why there's a confused identity, but this man was trespassed from that store. Once again, trying to cover their asses. Oh, no, we knew it was the right guy. Yeah. He said, Cody, he just messed the name up, that's all. All right, charges have been dropped. Justice will be served. Harry Daniels has a team of civil rights attorneys, and Mr. Nguyen, well, I'm sure he's smiling. All right, Ben, thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, like, first and foremost, like, come on, that's like the most obvious example of racism I've ever seen in my life, right? Like, those two people didn't look anything like each other. Like, that security guard just saw an Asian man and freaked out, and then tried to justify his freaking out by retconning his, like, belief about the interaction, saying that he was aggressive. It seemed like he was just, even with the police officer as he's being arrested, he seemed like wait, what's going on? Like he seemed like the opposite of arrested and like literally like or the opposite of aggressive, right? And when he was getting in the police vehicle, he said, hey, like I might have like a seizure, right? And like he said that very calmly, right? Like I can't say that I would be that calm. And then going back to the original, like the incident like 10 years ago, I mean, like being loopy after a dentist appointment, like come on. Like you cannot tell me that if a white woman shows up at Walmart and she's loopy because she just got out of the dentist, that they're not just going to escort her out of the building and not throw trespass on her, right? Like, let's be real. Let's just live in the real world for a minute, okay? So like, I think racism definitely had to play in that first incident 10 years ago already. And so like, but this is just like a classic tale, right? This is just a classic tale where like literally a white person sees somebody that isn't white, they get scared, and then they like create this ridiculous fantasy scenario in order to justify their fear that was ultimately just rooted in racism. And it's hard to separate this from the larger context of what's going on right now, where the truth of the matter is like the Joe Biden administration and like, you know, the entire political like punditry today keeps like riling up all of this fear about China in a way that is like very, very racially coded. There's so much racial undertones to all of this fear mongering about China. And it's something that even these well-intentioned like centrists and liberals tend to keep pushing themselves too. And so there's been a rise in like anti-Asian hate crimes, especially since coronavirus started. And so like fundamentally at the end of the day, on the individual level, this is a perfect example of like very obvious, blatant racism. Like it couldn't be more cut and dry in my opinion, but then also reflects a larger trend of what's going on in this country.
Very well said.